So the same story goes for the fade out. A lot of times fade outs are really designed to get us out of that clip. And so we can look at these drums up ahead or up top here. We can see we have to fade to, naturally out of that clip. But like one of the things that also has to happen is we have to kind of tend to give everything kind of a natural release. A lot of times in the studio when we're recording, every release that everybody's putting in is long on that final hit to give us different options and variables. And so, you can see how long this one is. This one, I'm going to push play just to let you hear the whole thing. You're going to hear some riff-raff at the very end. Listen to it. And that could be cool, but if we really needed to go out faster, again, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight here, over here. At this point, we don't necessarily need to separate it. We could literally just highlight the whole thing and hit delete. And again, one of the reasons that I used the separate command earlier was because when I was in this zoom focus mode and over here, if I'm zoomed in and I know that this is the end of the clip and that's where I want it to stop, sometimes I don't want to have to click and drag it to the right. I can just hit Command E and double click what's there and just hit delete and it's gone. But now if I want to give this some shape, now I'm going to highlight it from the back end here. As long as I'm highlighting it from some sort of zero space or no clip to the clip going this way, and I hit Command F, now I'm going to see my fade out options. And now we can really wisely shape these in any number of different ways. Sometimes we want this to feel a little more abrupt. A lot of times if we want it to feel more natural, we pull it back down. Oh, sorry. And I didn't even audition that. I just need to know where that last note is here. Okay, so let's just say I pick this as my spot. I'm going to get rid of it here. And if I go find out where the start of that last note is. Sometimes the best maneuver is to let it fade out naturally on its own for a little bit of time and then kick the fade in. And timing is everything. So sometimes it feels like rhythmically, if we count the beats, it feels like it should go off. Instead of letting it go all the way down. So that's when we have to kind of go, all right, let's play that last note and let's find where's that off point supposed to be. And if we get the trim tool out, that's one little advantage that we have over here. If we get the trim tool out and we actually go where the fade is, and we go click over top of that fade box, we can make adjustments to that fade and go listen to this. And if we really want to add one more layer of assistance here, we could set up pre and post roll in our transport, just to give us a little bit of advantage there every time we play it, so we don't have to, slide back. We can also enter something called dynamic mode, which I know we haven't really talked about, but if we go to dynamic transport, it adds an extra layer to our transport, and what it allows us to do is we get these little flags, and you can see this little blue flag up top. This allows us to pick our preview point, even though our highlighted section's over here. And so using that, we're going to talk more about this later, but using that dynamic transport gives us that flexibility to kind of always, especially when we're looking at it. And then we can continue to use the trim tool. Let's just keep auditioning this and find the sweet spot for this. Additionally, if you look up top here with dynamic transport, you'll notice this little yellow bar. There's essentially like a loop, the loop section here that you see, and then there's the selection section here that's taking place. And so, as we're looking at these, you can see where this little spot is, but watch as it comes back around. It's right here, and we can adjust that. Sorry, this yellow one's actually the fade. Well, it was the fade. It's like the selection for where that fade range is. You know, then that way we can kind of accurately preview that and be done with it.